Hi, my people. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Love my content, like my content, share them, and of course, comment. This morning, I just want to bring to the fore just to talk about the educational system in Nigeria. ASUU went on strike. They just came back. Now they are being paid like casual workers.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities, University of Lagos chapter, today embarked on the protest over the payment of half salaries to lecturers by the federal government.
The response of the government towards the ASUU's demonstration of trust was the so-called pro rata payment for 18 days as the October 2022 salaries of academics, thereby portraying them as daily paid workers. This action, the union believe, is not only an aberration but a contravention of all known rules of engagement in any contract of employment.
To say you are not paying us as casual worker is not only ridiculous, it's evil, it's satanic. Yes. And we must condemn this government for that. We have called off the strike like we have been told, based on understanding, based on love of our students. And we must equally say, 50% of our members are equally students doing their postgraduates. We don't have money to send our own children to abroad. So our own children come to the same university. And we are not fools. Neither are we foolish. Yes, we are wise. Because if we are doing something every time and you not pay us our salary and we keep on doing it, it only shows that's the only way. Because government knows no other language except strike.
The ASUU chairman, Unilag chapter, Dele Ashiru, says the decision is based on the government's legitimate interest in preventing moral hazard and discouraging disruptive industrial actions.
The October salaries of our members were paid. We discovered that they were prorated. And we thought that this is a novel action in the annals of industrial relations, not only in Nigeria, but all over the world. Particularly the attempt at casualisation of intellectuals in Nigeria. Before another crisis erupts in the Nigerian university system, we are drawing, the attention of Nigerians to this very insensitive act by government, and that is the reason.
ASUU had called its 8-month strike in October after the National Industrial Court ordered the lecturers to resume.
The Nigerian government never ceases to amaze me. These are people that have just returned from strike. It's not as if you even gave them what they wanted. Now you are not punishing them, paying them like casual workers, paying them half, even some of them less than half of their payment or their salary. This is just, you see, sometimes I just think that these people, APC, Buhari, and others with him, it's just deliberate by them to destroy the Nigerian educational system. What is this? People are coming just from strike, trying to pull things together to make things to start working again. Now you are casualizing them, casualizing their pay. You are paying them just haphazardly. Their pay not intact. Everything just going. What is going on? This is what in some other countries will result in protest, will result in, negative consequences. But these people are just doing this. They're just taking Nigeria for a ride. They are taking Nigerians for a ride. These people are just taking Nigerians for granted. They're taking them for granted. You treat the people that are supposed to be teaching, your people, that are supposed to be training your people, that are supposed to be educating your people, your citizens, to be great, thereby making the country Nigeria great. You're treating them this way, shabbily, without respect.
Thank you very much. What is going on? We are in November. Yes. But at the end of October, what happened? to your salaries?
Well, at the end of October, we were surprised that for the first time in the history of academics, we are hearing prorated payment, which is against all the rule of all the university, against the condition of service of the university. But the condition of every university, you can go around. If you are employed before 15th of February, before middle of the month, you are paid your full salary. And this one is even different because we were on strike and the legislative arm of government intervened. And because we trusted them, I thought they were speaking for the government, because they also met with the president, we were quite sure that the issue would be resolved in the interest of Nigerian students, in the interest of the parents, in the interest of our country. But to our surprise, the Accountant General Office decided to pay what some people refer as prorated, some people as half, some people as whatever. And it is very sad because if you look at it, professors who are on the same salary scale, some got 200,000, some got 180, some got 90, and what have you? They just pay what.
Is that the first salary you'll be getting for
yes.
the last 8 months?
Yes, not 8 months, yes.
None of your members was paid any salary?
Nothing. So that is how we have done.
Are you surprised that the federal government is taking this move? You've heard from the minister that it is no work, no pay.
It is so sad that we have such a person as a minister. And the question we have asked ourselves, and I think Nigeria to ask, can a minister of labor direct the minister of finance on what to do? The answer is no. We are under the Ministry of Education. And we thought anybody that can give such directive, who monitor what we do through the NUC, is the Minister of Labor, of Education.
The Minister of Education is your employer.
It's your employer. So
what is the role of the Minister of Labor?
He has nothing. He's an interloper.
So
like we have used the word before.
But he was a conciliator. The ministry was a conciliator. The minister was a conciliator.
The issue, if we are calling conciliator, it has gone beyond him. He has gone to court, which means he has lost his rights as a conciliator. Once he had taken this case to industrial court, which means he has lost that his role as a conciliator. He has no say again. But he's still interloping. And we have found that it was still actually wrote to the Minister of Finance, personally, not directed, that he should stop our salary.
Do you think this is personal?
It's just personal.
You people must be very lucky that you are in a country where people don't fight you. Nigerian leaders, you people must be the luckiest on this planet Earth to be misbehaving, to just be misbehaving, and your people don't fight you. In some countries, there will be a revolution. You steal them blind? You take their money to train your children overseas? Now, you took the lecturers to court? And the court has said they should go back pending their appeal?
Having regards to the facts and circumstances of every strike, in this particular instance, the period of 8 months of the strike embarked upon by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, is being factored into the amendment of the calendars of the public universities in a way that the lecture that the student missed are being covered now. The students are going to write their examinations at the end of the day. It is very crystal clear that the 2021-2022 academic session has not been cancelled. In other words, the lecturers are working. The lecturers are trying to cover the period that was lost. So the doctrine of no work, no pay is totally inapplicable. Secondly, the governments of Nigeria, the federal government and state government usually ignore that provision of the law in order to promote industrial harmony. In this particular instance, once a strike is legal, at the time that provision of the law was introduced by the colonial regime, strikes were illegal, strikes were criminal offenses. It is a new regime now. Under the current labor law regime in the country, strikes are legal, and nobody has said that the strike of ASUU was illegal. Having agreed that the strike is legal, the government usually overlook the provision of Section 43 of the Trade Disputes Act. And I have said publicly, and I have expected the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, to challenge me, because we were also involved. My colleagues, Shifra Singh and Femi Aborishade, were with me last year when we represent the members of the National Association of Resident Doctors. They went on strike for 63 days, over 2 months last year. At the end of the day, in spite of the strident opposition of the Minister of Labour, Dr. Chris Ngige, President Muhammadu Buhari ordered that the doctors be paid for the 2 months that they were on strike. And we're asking that the same standard being maintained by the government. Equals must be treated equally. If you pay doctors last year for embarking on strike, in this country, you must also pay the lecturers. Otherwise, the government will be accused of a selective application of that obnoxious provision.
Okay, so
now you are casualizing their pay as if we are punished. Who are you punishing, really? You see, Nigerian leaders, most of them don't have foresight. You see why Nigeria is the way it is, because these people that have been put there to lead Nigeria, they don't have anything in their brains. These people cannot even manage a shop. Not to talk about managing a local government, not to talk about managing a state, not to talk about managing a whole country. This is why we are the way we are. Leaders that cannot respect, leaders that cannot pay attention to their education, to the education of his people, that leadership or those leaders are worthless as far as I'm concerned. They are not good for anything. You see, this is why one of the reasons I'm actually clamoring for Peter Obi to come in, because I know he's going to do something different. I listened to him in one of these, fora when, I think he was like talking to those online, maybe it could be Zoom or whatever platform, talking about education. Just play it so that, people can listen, at least just briefly. The passion, the reason I'm playing this is the passion in him. The passion, that's what I just want to show, talking about education. You will clearly know that this man has passion for education and he wants the best for Nigeria in almost everything. But at this point in time, I'm only talking about education. Just hear him out.
Of all this, everybody knows that the most important is education. The more educated the country is, or a nation, or a community is, the more developed, prosperous they are. So when you understand education from this perspective, it now shows the commitment you're going to do on it and how committed you're going to be. And then you study the fact that we have 20 million today out of school people, as well as a lot of, when you look at your human capital, you're too low. I think we're 168 over 178 now, or something like that. So when you look at all these measures, you will now know what you're going to do to be able to deal with the issue of education. When you're talking now is a citizen strike at the university, tertiary level. If you look at the tertiary level, our enrollment today is approximately 9%, when the global average is 38%. So when you look at these things, you will now know why you will do things differently. All I can assure you is that I've experienced ASUU strike as a governor.
So this is what I am talking about. We need a leader that can take our education and take it seriously. We need a leader like Peter Obi that can, empathize with what people are going through, that can take the lecturers and take whatever issues confronting them that they are bringing to the table and discuss with them and have the headway so that our educational system can start moving forward. Please, Nigerians, I'm begging, do not miss this opportunity. Do not miss this opportunity to vote Labour in the presence of Peter Obi and Ahmed Dati, because these people mean well. You look at the vice presidential candidate of the Labour, Baba Ahmed Dati. He has universities. This is somebody that knows about school, that knows about how to, make schools work. And you have Peter Obi, Anambra State Governor, the issue of lecturer strikes. And he was able to do something good for them. And, the strike situation was solved in his time. So please, let's vote in these people to make our education strong again. Thank you very much. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. And those that have subscribed, thank you very, very much.